I don't know exactly, again, 2 to 5 weeks is a long range. So our anticipation was a grade 1 hamstring strain, which is 10 days to a couple weeks. And then you see when on the return to play, how long it takes him to get back to, like maximum fitness, doing all the things he needs to do for match performance. So I don't know if that's 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I'm not sure. But right now he is still in the treatment phase, and then he'll start to make his way out on the field to do the return to play stuff, hopefully by the end of this week, beginning of next week.
And Douglas Buff?
Yeah, Douglas is calf strain. It's soleus strain, so he was having some tightness in the calf a couple weeks ago. Upon MRI, saw that there's a little something, edema there to deal with, so he is probably a couple more weeks potentially. So we'll see. We'll see again on his progression. At the end of the day, players sometimes get out in front of it and they want to let fans or their people know kind of how they're doing, because people might be asking her a question. But ultimately, there's a way, a time, and a place to give that, because it's also about the opposition. It's about game management, game prep, all those kinds of things. So there's a lot of pieces to it, but it's not earth-shattering in this situation. But in different circumstances, these things can be very important information that you give to the other team, or the opposition, or someone else that you don't necessarily want to be doing all the time. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, with Uri Rosell, he is an experienced defensive midfielder in our league. He's won a championship. He's a guy that he understands MLS, and he's been successful. He's a competitor. He understands our style of play. Having spent a couple of years in many years, I guess, in Kansas City, coming through the Barcelona system again, he understands the value that we have on that role and that position and the movements that we seek. So he gives us some added experience and depth in the position. Gives us maybe some versatility at times. If we really felt like we wanted to let Gaston be a little bit freer from time to time, then that's something we could do and have Uri sit there. Some solid resources and some different things that we can move around in our roster to continue to increase the quality, increase the depth. Without a summer international window, we want to do things right, and when we can in this window, but we also have internal options if we wanted to make moves inside the league in the summer. So it's a little bit of gauging. We want to make sure we get the right people. We like where we are. We have some targets. We're in discussions, and we still feel like there's 2 or 3 moves that are going to happen between now and within the next month. I think I've said this for us. I don't think the 2 forward system is the answer for our group. Again, there's ways to play with 2 forwards and still control the middle of the field. But I think for us and the way we want to play, it's important that we dominate the middle of the field and we control possession and we have good numbers. There's times where we will use that. I don't think it's the answer for us on a consistent basis. We looked at it many of times, and I think every time we looked at it, we've not been the same version of what I would like us to be and what I think is our best version of us. Well, how it played out, we were actually Friday morning in a meeting with the starting group going over defensive set piece responsibilities, also going through a couple of tactical things that I wanted us to be attentive to, looking at some video and some different things. When there was a knock on the video room door, and somebody pulled me out and said, hey, the game's going to be postponed until another date. 8 weeks. They were prepared, they were focused on the game that was coming up. They were looking forward to it. I felt the energy during the course of the week leading up to the game felt like the playoffs to me a little bit, where when you try to do training sessions, you can tell that there is really an intention on the weekend and the game, and it's like just get me to the game kind of a feeling. And so obviously when they heard the news, there was disappointment inside of that. So what does that mean? We trained hard that day no matter what. We gave them a couple of days off, and we came back with the mindset that we have to have the same intensity and the same mindset as we go to Dallas. It doesn't change our approach to Dallas. We're going to play Dallas how we would have played Dallas no matter what. The difference is Dallas has one match under their belt and has felt that a little bit, and for us it's now coming off of what essentially is a bye week and trying to get ourselves right up to speed immediately on the road against the team that has one game under their belt. So